Today we are going to work on multiplying decimals. So when we multiply decimals, we will solve real world problems by estimating and then multiplying decimals. So when we are multiplying decimals, we are multiplying what's called rational numbers. A rational number is a number that can be written as a decimal and fraction. Okay, so here we have a Venn diagram that explains the rational numbers. Rational numbers are natural numbers, which are your counting numbers. So if I told you to count to 10, you would start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Whole numbers are all of your natural numbers, including 0, which is why your natural number box lives inside your whole number box. And then integers are something that we will learn in the next unit, which is a whole number in its opposite. So like 4 and -4. And rational numbers are any numbers that can be written as fractions. Okay, let's practice. So here it tells us our steps to multiplying decimals. We are going to first estimate. Step 2, we are going to set up the problem by blank the numbers on the right with the longer number on top. So by lining the numbers on the right. Step 3 says we're going to count how many digits are behind the decimal or to the right of the decimal in the numbers in the problem. We're going to write this number out to the side of the problem and circle it, and then we'll come back to it later. So we're going to estimate, we're going to line up our numbers to the right, we are going to count how many numbers are behind the decimal and place it to the side. Then we are going to solve the multiplication problem, ignoring the decimals and multiplying as usual. So we already handled the decimals in step 3, so for now we will ignore them. And then once we finish multiplying like normal, we have found our answer, we will put the decimal in the problem so that the answer has the same number of digits behind the decimal as in the problem. Which is what we used that number that we set aside that we were going to come back to later. We're going to use that to place our decimal back into our answer. Okay, so here it says, remember if you are multiplying by a number that is less than 1 whole, your answer will get smaller. So here it says to estimate. Estimate is super important to test for reasonableness. So if we look at our two numbers, 12.1 is very close to 12, and 40 is obviously very close to 40. So if I estimate, I'm going to round to 12 and multiply 12 times 40. 0 times 2 is 2, 0 times 1 is 1. Remember, we annex a 0 to hold place value. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4. So if we add these numbers together, 2 plus 0 is 2, 8 plus 1 is 9, and then we have a 4. Okay, we get 492. So we're looking for something near 492. Okay, so work for our answer. So now let's set it up with the decimal. We line the numbers to the right. That's what this is right here. Okay. Recount how many numbers are to the right of the decimal? 1. So remember it said to place that 1 off to the side and ignore it. So now we just multiply like normal. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. Remember, annexing a 0, we're going to add a 0 here to hold our place value. Okay, so then 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4. We add these numbers together, and we get 0, 4, 8, 4. Okay, so now we multiplied like normal. So now we're going to place our decimal back into our problem, and that's where this number comes into place. We have one number, so we're going to place a zero in the back, and we're going to move it in back to our number one time. So then our answer is 484. And that is very close to our 492. Okay. Here we go again. So we're going to estimate first. Anytime parentheses is next to parentheses, that means multiplication. Okay, so if we look here, we have a number that's way less than 1. So it is pretty much a 0. And then we have a number 1.36, which is close to 1. Okay, so what is 0 times 1? That is 0. So let's show our work for our answer, 0.02. And really, we don't need this 0 out in front. Sorry, I made a mistake. We're going to place the number with the most digits up top, and that's this one. 1.36 times 0.02. So you're not lining your decimals up. This time it just happens to line up. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers to the right of the decimal, and you count on both numbers, top and bottom. So we place that 4 off to the side, and now we can ignore our numbers for our decimals for now. Okay, so 2 times 6 is 12. 2 right here, 1 right here. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 times 1 is 2. Remember, we added 0 for place value, okay? And then we have 0 times 6, which is 0. We have 0 times 3, which is 0. And then we have 0 times 1, which is 0. Okay, we're going to add our numbers up. 2, 7, 2, 0. Okay, we're going to go back to this number that we placed out to the right, and we're going to place it back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 0.0272. Okay, can we agree that that is 0? Very close to just 0. So that is our answer, and when we estimated, we got it 0. Let's go to the next one. Lynn bought a new house, and her living room is 9.7 feet by 4.2 feet. What is the area of her living room? Okay, so we're going to learn this a little bit later, but area is taking our base times our height. So this is our base, and this is our height. So we're going to take those two numbers, and we're going to multiply them. So it says, what is the problem? The problem is 9.7 times 4.2. Remember, a number attached to parentheses means multiplication. Okay, so I want you to estimate first, and then I want you to solve your work for your problem. So press pause now, and then press play once you have finished. Okay, I estimated using an 8 and a 4, and so 8 times 4 is 32. And then you need to set up your problem, 9.7 times 4.2. Okay, how many numbers are to the right of the decimal? There are 2 numbers to the right of the decimal. Okay, so go ahead and press pause, solve this multiplication, and press play once you have finished. Okay, I got 40.74 feet squared, so that's very close to 32. So now let's go to the last one. A picture frame costs $2.55, and a party planner wants to buy 59 picture frames for an upcoming event. How much will they cost? So it wants you to write your problem down, and then it wants you to show your work, okay? So you're going to do this one on your own, and we're going to check it tomorrow in class. And then here are summary questions. Do not forget to do your summary questions. I need you to try the best you can, and if you don't know, go back and look at the work that we did to answer the questions, because all of these answers live inside of the notes. Okay, and make sure you write any questions down that you may have.